Oh my gosh, I haven't filmed in so long. This is so exciting. Greetings all, and welcome to Dave's Craft Room. I'm Dave, and on today's video, I am gonna make a quilt. I forgot how to do camera stuff. It's good to be back. I've been traveling for a little while. Hopefully you didn't even know that because hopefully the videos kept coming if I could hack it right. But I've been in Albuquerque for 6 weeks. I was home for the holidays to Pennsylvania. I was in South Korea, and I surely did do some fabric shopping on my journey, and you'll see the videos about it soon. But first I want to talk about SEWER'S CLUB and today's video. SEWER'S CLUB reached out to me, and I am proud to announce that I have become an affiliate for SEWER'S CLUB. This is their stash builder box, okay? And on today's video, I decided to give myself a little challenge and make a project out of the fabric that came in the SEWER'S CLUB stash builder box. And what is SEWER'S CLUB? This is a subscription box. There's two different ones. There's two different kind of categories, but within the categories, there's options too. And I got the stash builder category. You go on their website and you can kind of select what you would want, but I got the stash builder box with half yards, and there are 7 yards in here. I'll show you what's inside in a second. Sorry, 7 half yards of fabric. It is just a stash builder. It's not meant to be a specific project. That's the other category. They have a monthly project. So the other category is the project box, and it's like kind of like a kit to make a project. Yeah, and it comes with a pattern, a video tutorial on how to do it, and I guess everything you need to make the project. Some examples are stockings, placemats, table runners, bags, and they don't ever repeat. But I got the stash builder. I just want the fabric. Give me the fabric. You know what I mean? Just give me the fabric. I want all of it. So I got this stash builder. You know what? I better not open it because I don't want to give you a sneak peek, but I will show you in a second. You can get monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly. And you can also select like what kinds of fabrics you want in terms of categories and what kind you don't like and so forth. So you can sign up on their website. The link is going to be in the description box. And also you can use the code DAVE12. All this information is going to be in the description box below. You can get 30% off, and I get a small kickback as well. So let's get into it. And the tea about the project is these fabrics were not curated with the idea that they should go into one project. It's literally just a stash builder. They're just giving you pretty fabrics. You know what I mean? So, but that's kind of why I thought of the idea to make it a challenge. Can I incorporate them into one project? But I will also tell you that if it turns out ugly, don't blame the SEWER'S CLUB because it was not meant to be that they go together. Although I do think they go together. So I'm gonna do a little unboxing. Oh, this is the card that tells me exactly what they are. That way if I want to buy more of any of them, I have exactly the proper nouns right here. So let's get into it. Okay, so these are the fabrics. They're cute. It looks like we got a couple of batiks. So this will be Birds of Paradise Wild Orange. She's cute. This is a batik. Here we go. And then this is Love is in the Air, Valentine's Linen. Yeah, Love is in the Air, Lily's Linen. This looks like another batik. Elevation Plum. This is cool. I like this one. I always love a batik. You honestly can't go wrong with a batik. Here we have New Shimmer, Lagoon Meandering Stream. I love this one. It has like a sparkle to it. Can you see that shine? It shines. And then we got Dapple, Kelly Green. This is not quite a solid, but you could treat this like a solid. See how it's not quite a solid? I like the green. It's really bright green. This feels very kind of royal. And then this is a batik. I love this design. Bali Lakeshore Triangles Powder Blue. And then here we have Fanfare True Blue. Stunning. It's almost giving like reverse tie-dye vibes. Cool. So what's the project? I want something that I can make quick because I have to get some content together. I want to make something quick and easy and Davitize it though. So I'm just going to make flying geese the house down. I'm just going to make like 5,000 flying geese. And make a quilt out of flying geese. Why not? You know what I mean? I think it's going to be stunning. In order to add some type of interest to it. I have a panel here that I got. I better show you this from above too. This is the panel. I bought this panel in Japan, and it is so cute. So these are polar bears, and these are random animals. And you know, a lot of fabric in Asia just has these like random English phrases on it, like always so happy, peaceful mind, happy life, forever me, comfortable daily life, peaceful mind, and just like comfortable daily life said by a polar bear. I like it. I like that it's there and it doesn't mean anything. And these animals are so cute. We have more up here. So I think that this fabric is so cute. And, you know, sometimes I see panels and I just like them and I have to buy it. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for. But I'm just going to incorporate this into the Flying Geese the House Down quilt. I think it's going to turn out good. The vision in my head is good, but that's the vision. This is reality. 3.5 yards. I mean, that could be enough to make a quilt. It just depends. I may add some additional fabrics from the stash. I feel like I can make a decent sized quilt as long as it's kind of like a throw. I want something substantial. You know what I mean? I don't want to make a tiny little chunk. So I am going to wash it. I do prefer to pre-wash. I just do. That's all. You know what I mean? Like, you can pre-wash or not. It's really up to you. I don't like telling anybody what to do. I just like to pre-wash. I need to clean up my craft room anyway. It's a mess in here. So let's talk about flying geese. The standard way that people make flying geese is they typically will cut out their rectangle and then put 2 squares of fabric on the corners of it. So on the line, on the diagonal line, and then cut off that. When you do it that way, there is wastage. And I feel like if you're just making like a couple, it's not that big a deal. But if you're making Flying Geese the House Down, that little bit of wastage is going to add up. And since I only have 7.5 yards, I cannot waste that much fabric. You know what I mean? So we're going to use the other method. There is another method to making Flying Geese. And I don't know what that method is called. I always call it the other method. It's the method where you don't have that amount of wastage. You shouldn't have very much wastage at all. We're gonna do the other method. This method, weirdly, it took me a minute to get my head wrapped around it, but now that I have my head wrapped around it, I'm okay with it. It's good. You'll see me do it. And let's just, in case you're new here, first of all, welcome to my channel. I'm not really gonna make a tutorial. On my channel, I don't necessarily go over every single step of the process just because I feel like there's so many tutorial channels out there. I kind of wanted to make a channel that's more geared towards like those that already know how to sew. So I don't necessarily go over every single step and, you know, how to iron and everything like that. I kind of just show it. I may explain something once in a while, but I really don't make tutorials. So if that's the kind of content that you might be interested in, then please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. But just know that I'm not necessarily going to explain every single step. I do a lot of time lapses. A time lapse, I mean, we're not necessarily going to slow down. So anyways, welcome to my channel if you are new. And I'm going to go ahead and wash these now. I need to clean up my craft room. I cannot work when there's a chaos going on over there. So then let's get into it. All right, so I did make one test block. Fabric is washed already, by the way. I made a test block. The most important thing is that I need to live in a world where 2 of these equals exactly the length of another one on its side. That's the only way the quilt will fit together. So in order to do that, I've looked up a chart and I need to cut 5 1/4 inch squares and then 2 7/8 inches of squares. I also realized that this method is actually called the 4 at a time method, and so that's what it's called. So let's get into it, and I'll probably make like a couple and show you how, and then I'm gonna make hundreds in chain piecing. I just have 2 fabrics here, by the way. I have the 2 blues here. And then 2 7/8. Unfortunately, it does have to be perfect. I would love to just fudge things, but this actually does have to be perfect, so. And then I gotta be able to get 6 out of this. Good, I was able to get 6 pairs, that is. I need another one. Sorry, I needed to do that again. I should have cut 2 strips out of here. I kind of didn't really think about the fact that I need 2, but. And by doing it this way, I should really not have any wastage besides for this. And what do we do next? Let's draw lines on these. We need to draw lines on all of them. You can use whatever marking pen you want because this line will not show up in the final product at all. Does need to be on the back though. Okay, here's the next step. I'm gonna put 2 of those here and 2, one there and 1 here. But it'll be 2 on this side and later I'll put 2 there. That's what I was going for, but like this. And do you see the line, how it lines up? I don't pin it. I really don't have time to sit here and pin everything. I can literally just over to the sewing machine and I'm gonna sew 1/4 inch around there. I do not even mark it. I just eyeball it. It's gonna be close enough. So I literally just sew that at the thread. I mean, you might not even be able to see, but I sewed on either side of the line 1/4 inch. And I just don't feel the need to pin all that. I'm like, is there an earthquake? Like, where's this stuff going? Like, it's not moving. You know what I mean? It pretty much just stays still. And so then I cut along there. And at this point, you have to iron this to make this weird heart shape. A minute ago, I didn't try it, but I thought about what if I could skip this step of ironing? You can't. You do have to iron. That's just the T. You have to iron. Now we take our another 2 and put it there, line it up, and sew 1/4 inch on either side of the line. See, I sewed it. And then same thing, cut on the line I drew. And then iron it. And look at that, successful. We made 4 out of that, and now all we have to do is to just cut off these things. I will probably sew them all up and then just wait to the end to cut off the dog ears. In general, I know I am doing these right now just because it's in front of me, but and these will fit up together nicely, and we can have our quilt. So at this point, I can actually chain piece. I'm gonna cut the rest of this up and then get into the chain piecing, okay? I don't know why there's so many of these left over, but I guess it's probably because I didn't count them. I didn't count anything. I still have extra of these, so I think I can make something work later, but I'm gonna figure it out when I get to the end. I'm just gonna sew this stuff up, and that's the T for right meow. All right, now I've finished going down the one side. I'm gonna take the chunk and flip it around and sew up the other side, like this. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so fast. Alright, so like I said, I can iron these, and I am gonna like sort them out by their color of this piece, because that's gonna make it easier to chain piece these on. Okay, now I can easily chain piece like this. And that's it. And I just literally piece this piece onto there. And there I'll have my flying geese. I've not ironed or counted these yet, but I feel like I have to deal with these at this point. And so I've pulled another fabric, and this is just a scrap of it. This is left over from cutting out Denzel's name on San Martin's baby's quilts. So I'm gonna use these. So far, this is the only outside fabric outside of the SEWER'S CLUB box that I'm adding, and I'll see if there's enough to make these, and if not, I'll just add another one. I do need like 16 more squares, so let's find another fabric. All right, we are ironing now. As I iron, I'm gonna sort them into piles of like ones. All right, it's now time for me to spend the next 5 to 10 years trimming these up. I gotta trim this and this dog ears off. So here I go. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim off the top, and then I'm gonna trim the sides off, the side dog ears off when I sew them together. That way I can trim off a couple at a time. All right, I'm just gonna do the rest of these off camera, and then I'm gonna get stuff up on the design wall. I have no idea whether the amount I did will even make a rectangular or square quilt. This is when we find out. All right, I have all these trimmed now, or the top dog ears trimmed. I'm gonna now cut out some of these creatures. What I need is kind of a window. I like to make a window. This is a whiteboard marker, so I can draw on my thing. This chunk right here is how big I need to cut something out for it to equal one of these. And then this is if there's two sewn together. I'm using this window to help me fussy cut these suckers out. I kind of think all of these are gonna have to get, they're gonna have to get cut out like this and applique on. I think that's the move. And that's what I had always planned to do with these. And so that can wait till later. These get pieced in though. Look at these are so cute. Okay, people, check this out. I'm so close to a rectangle. I just need 16 more. That's a number divisible by 4. So I'm just gonna whip up 4. I don't know what fabric I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull some fabric and whip up 4 more. Fill this in so that I can have a rectangle, and then we'll be golden. Alright, it's time to sew it up. I'm gonna do it by chunk. You could actually just do rows, but that does not appeal to me. I would rather do chunks. I'm not done piecing the top, but I'm kind of bored of piecing, so I'm gonna switch to preparing these appliques. I'm just gonna put some Flexi Fuse here and here, and then cut them out and turn the edges under. Alright, let's put the appliques in places. Good. A peaceful mind. Always happy. To finish my quilt, I'm doing a French seam around the edge. So I laid the binding down and then put the backing on top, and then the quilt top face down on top of that. And then I sew around the edge, leaving an opening to turn it right side back out. I really like this method because the edge is so clean, and who has time to put on a binding? I don't have time. The downside is you have to trim all 3 layers to the correct exact size, perfect, before you do this, and then quilt it with the edges already sewn together so there's no wiggle room. But this is a small quilt. I find that it works better the smaller the quilt is. It's really on the large quilts that I have more trouble just because the layers are heavier and more likely to shift. So once it's sewn around the edge, I turn it right side out and flatten it down. Hand stitch the opening shut with a ladder stitch, and then I sew around the edge to make that French seam, and then I quilted it in a grid by following the ditch. So this is the final result. I think it turned out so cute with the animals and the flying geese, and you can find more information including links and codes to get discounts on your own SEWER'S CLUB box in the description box below. And thank you for coming to Dave's Craft Room. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and please come again.